and Gaethje clipped him.
You hate him that much?
Yeah, he's a bitch. I was happy because now UFC can see like why they put that trash can there. He never deserved to be there.
What if chasing a UFC title isn't about rankings anymore, but about money, pressure, and public challenges that force champions into a corner? Because one fighter just turned a real estate deal into the most talked about call-out of the year. The moment Ilia Topuria quietly put his Madrid home on the market, nobody expected it to turn into a UFC headline. But that changed fast. The listing showed a price tag of roughly $3.5 million and featured everything you'd expect from a superstar fighter: a private gym, spa-level amenities, non-stop security, and space for 6 luxury cars. It was supposed to be just another real estate move. Then Arman Tsarukyan stepped in and flipped the entire situation on its head. Instead of calling Ilia out in a press conference or firing off another generic tweet, Arman made a public offer that stopped people mid-scroll. He said he was ready to buy the house outright, but only if Ilia agreed to fight him next. No vague call-out. No, someday. Just a clear condition tied directly to a championship-level matchup. That's when the internet exploded. Fans didn't just debate the fight. They debated the move itself. Some saw it as a brilliant pressure tactic, forcing Ilia into an awkward position.
To be honest, I would beat both of them on the same night. Paddy Pimblett, he has 0 MMA skills. He has a chin, and that's it.com.
Did you just say that's it.com?
Yeah. This is my new word.
What did you think of the technique?
He has 0 technique, to be honest. Oh my God. If you go to the list, right?
Yeah.
TDF, Benoit, me, Oliveira, Holloway, everybody can beat him.
Was there anything that impressed you?
I was scared. Yeah, I got impressed when Paddy fought 15 times. He need to take a break for 5-6 years after that fight. So bad for his brain. He was stupid. Now he's like gonna be crazy, even crazy.
Any part of you disappointed that he lost?
No. I would like to UFC cut him out.
Okay.
Bullshit guy. Worst UFC fighter. Well, he's so bad. But like this trash can, he's 0 fight.
Others saw it as pure flexing, a stunt designed to grab attention rather than earn respect. Either way, the message landed. Arman wasn't asking anymore. He was challenging Ilia in a way that couldn't be ignored. But the real shock wasn't the offer. It was how people reacted to it and why the conversation immediately turned ugly. The backlash was instant and ruthless. As soon as Arman's offer went public, comment sections filled up with accusations instead of applause. Fans weren't just questioning the challenge. They were questioning where the money came from. Posts started circulating claiming Arman was flexing wealth he didn't earn himself. Others mocked him as a daddy's money fighter, suggesting the offer had more to do with family backing than fight purses. The jokes hit just as hard as the criticism. Some fans laughed that paying $3-5 million just to get knocked out on live television would be the most expensive loss in UFC history. Others joked that the house would come with a front row seat to his own defeat. And while the tone was harsh, the narrative spread fast. But not everyone piled on. Buried under the insults, a different conversation quietly emerged.
Fight week haircuts. What do you reckon, Anthony? All good?
Mate,
Not a bad view out there, huh?
sensational view out there.
That was good.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, I think that was very fun. I put his knee. Not bad. Put his knee. The timing of it was good, just not high.
Some fans admitted the move might actually be smart. For Arman, this could be his cleanest shortcut to a title fight, a high-risk play. But one that forces the UFC and the champion to pay attention. No waiting. No politics, just leverage. And that's where things took another turn. Because this wasn't the only extreme move Arman was willing to make to get what he wants. Arman didn't stop at public challenges or flexing cash. He's making it clear the lightweight division isn't moving fast enough for him. Too many names blocking the path to a title. Too many delays. So instead of waiting, he's considering something extreme, dropping down to 145 pounds. In a recent interview, Arman explained that this isn't some reckless gamble.
Tsarukyan was on an aerial show and said he wants to drop to 45 and fight for the title. Curious if you have any thoughts on Arman potentially trying to cut that sort of weight and fighting you and what that could do.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love challenges. He would obviously be a tough challenge. If he could get down there, that would be definitely a tough challenge. Same with Movzar. Obviously, Movzar, good. Like, even the wrestling side of things, like, I'd love that. Because for the legacy, you can talk about legacy. You got guys like Movzar undefeated. So later, obviously, I've got a job to do this weekend. But whatever comes my way, I'll be happy. But Movzar alone, incredible records. Or even Arman, if he was to come down, that's a challenge. So that'll be definitely something. I feel like my takedown defense is pretty solid, so that'll definitely be a fun.
He and his team ran the numbers, mapped out timelines, and believe the cut is possible without risking his health. Walking around 175 to 177 pounds now, he claims that with clean eating, strong cardio, and careful planning, he could make featherweight in time for a fight. It wouldn't be easy, he admits, but he insists it's doable. And this isn't just about weight. It's a statement. Arman wants the belt, and he's willing to take every risk, even shifting divisions to claim it. If the UFC refuses him a shot at Justin Gaethje or Ilia Topuria, he's ready to chase glory anywhere. But while Arman's plan may sound calculated, his comments about his opponents show he's not holding back anywhere else either. And the next section proves just how ruthless he can get. Arman didn't just talk strategy, he went straight for the jugular. After Paddy Pimblett's loss to Justin Gaethje, Arman didn't mince words. He openly said he enjoyed watching Paddy get tagged, claiming the Brit never truly belonged at that level. According to Arman, Paddy's only real asset is his chin and his durability. Everything else, he says, is overrated. He didn't stop there. Arman boldly claimed he could beat both Paddy and Gaethje in a single night. It wasn't bravado for the cameras. This was a statement. He's done waiting for respect. He wants dominance. Fans immediately reacted, some laughing at the audacity, others cringing at the brutal honesty. Arman's no-filter style has made him a lightning rod online, and this latest rant only fueled the fire. Whether you agree with him or not, one thing is clear: he's staking his claim aggressively, and he's willing to burn bridges to get a title shot. But the story didn't end with Arman's comments. The reaction from champions and fans alike would turn this into a fight narrative nobody could ignore. Just when it seemed like Arman's bold words might be dismissed as talk, Alexander Volkanovski stepped into the conversation, and suddenly the scenario got real.
Getting Gaethje, I'm not getting anybody. I'm gonna try to get the title 145.
Really?
Yeah, what I can do.
Can you make 145?
Yeah, I talked to Coach Carl, so we did the math, everything. So my body can go to 145.
But to be healthy, would it be easy for you?
Even it's not easy, but it's we can make it happen. We need if it's fight in June, if we're gonna know like in 2-3 weeks that we are fighting in 145, we will make it happen.
What a
because I walk around not big, so I'm like 177, 175 right now. If I like start and eat clean, do more cardio, I'm gonna be 165, 166, and then from there, like, I can go down.
During UFC 325 Media Day, the featherweight champion was asked about Arman potentially dropping down to 145 pounds. Volk didn't laugh. He didn't brush it off. Instead, he acknowledged the threat. If Arman can safely make the weight, Volk said he'd be a very dangerous opponent. A serious challenge. The kind of fight that doesn't just add wins to a record, it builds a legacy. Volk emphasized that tough matchups like this are exactly what define a fighter's place in history. Legendary careers aren't made by avoiding risk. They're made by stepping up when it matters most. And now, Arman's challenge wasn't just hot takes online. It was officially on the radar of a reigning champion, turning what looked like bravado into a very real test of skill and determination. The stakes were clear. If this fight happens, it won't be about flexing money or making headlines. It will be about survival, dominance, and legacy, and everyone watching knows it. But while Volk's response gave Arman credibility, the reactions to Paddy Pimblett's recent fight would prove that MMA audiences reward more than just skill. Sometimes they reward survival itself. Paddy Pimblett's loss to Justin Gaethje left more than just a mark on the record books. It left visible damage that stunned fans. His face told the story, bruised, battered, and clearly beaten.
And then he gets caught on and he just turns into victim. He goes into victim mode straight away. Is that common knowledge that Conor, he talked about Conor McGregor, and then Conor McGregor drove around to his house? He drove around to his house and he sat outside in his car calling the bloke, and Paddy refused to come outside. That tells you all you need to know about a guy.
Yet somehow, the reaction wasn't outrage. It was sympathy. Paddy took to social media, posting a long message thanking fans, admitting the better man won, and calling it an honor to share the cage with a legend. On paper, humble and respectful. The perfect post-fight statement. But the strange part, despite being clearly outclassed, he emerged from the fight as almost a fan favorite. Dana White highlighted his toughness. Joe Rogan praised his chin, joking it should be studied. And suddenly, surviving, not winning, became the headline. Fans celebrated durability over strategy, chin over skill. Standing in front of Gaethje, taking heavy shots, and refusing to adjust suddenly felt like a virtue. It's a paradox that has left many asking the same question. What are we really praising here? Is MMA now about skill and smart tactics? Or about who can absorb the most damage and still smile at the end? While the public debated, some fighters weren't holding back, and their reactions would turn the discussion into a brutal reckoning of talent, ego, and consequences. Fighters didn't hesitate to call out Paddy Pimblett's performance. Dan Hooker didn't hold back, labeling Paddy's showing against Gaethje as dog and claiming trash talk is about all he brings to the cage. Hooker even shared a story, allegedly. Conor McGregor once drove to Paddy's house to confront him, and Paddy refused to come outside. According to Hooker, that moment says everything about the fighter. Talk big, but retreat when faced with reality. Technical experts also weighed in.
And the only thing that was missing from Paddy Pimblett's game was just the grappling. Like Paddy Pimblett does this king of the mat where he invites people to his gym and they just grapple, and he just lost, but he's been beating people left and right. I'm not saying Justin Gaethje doesn't have any grappling, right? I don't want anybody to get offended that I don't think Justin Gaethje has any grappling. He tends not to use it. The path to victory against Justin Gaethje, the least resistance, is going to get him on the ground and submit him. But Paddy Pimblett didn't use any of that. He decided to stand with them, and he just didn't get the job done. So, but imagine if Paddy Pimblett did this in the first round. Pop, boom, explodes underneath. I just felt it would have been a different fight. I felt he just didn't use all his tools in his tool set. Where Justin Gaethje, I don't want to say he does, but when I just looked at his record from 2012, he hasn't submitted anybody. So this is the way he fights. You have to have no ego and look at like, hey, where is this guy strong? Right? I'm going to look where he's strong. As the fight plays out, my corner needs to tell me, okay, dude, you're not winning the stand-up. You're hitting him, but he's eating it, and he's more dangerous. He's going to get to where he needs to hurt you. We got to switch it up. And I think if he would have did this early in the fight, I think we'd be talking about something.
Demetrious Johnson broke down the fight on his YouTube channel, pointing out a critical mistake. Paddy completely ignored his grappling, arguably, the tool that could have changed everything. Instead of taking Gaethje to the ground, where victory was more likely, Paddy stood and traded shots. DJ explained that using his grappling early could have shifted the fight entirely. But ego and pride led to a preventable defeat. Johnson highlighted the bigger lesson for MMA fans. Fighting isn't just about toughness. It's about using all your tools, knowing when to adapt, and making strategic decisions under pressure. Ignoring the obvious path to victory, he says, cost Paddy not just the fight, it cost him a shot at legitimacy. In short, the criticism wasn't personal, it was tactical. Survival alone, no matter how durable, can't replace skill, preparation, and the ability to adjust when the fight demands it. And while Paddy gained sympathy from some, the fighters watching saw a much harsher reality. Next, the story takes another turn, because even the biggest names in the sport are locked in, and the stakes are rising faster than ever. While all of this was unfolding, the UFC universe kept spinning in chaos. Conor McGregor dropped fresh training footage, showing off new sparring sessions and claiming this camp is 100% locked in, not some partial effort.
Hell of a camp, boys. It's one hell of a camp. And I get seriously fucking way better this camp. Camp 100%. This is, yeah? We're going in here 100%. I'm going into this fight 100% Conor McGregor, not 92. 100% Conor McGregor. So it has to be really meticulous. We were right there with the last one. As a unit, we do it. Let's go, let's go. Am I strong rockets? These are missiles, yeah. These are fucking missiles. Keep hammering, Wallach.
But the full, unstoppable Conor McGregor. Every punch, every movement was meant to send a message. He's back, serious, and ready for anything. Meanwhile, Ian Gary praised Islam Makhachev, calling him the most dangerous man on the planet. According to Gary, defeating Islam wouldn't just be a win. It would redefine a fighter's career and place them among the elite. And Petr Yan gave an update on his recovery, revealing a 9-hour lumbar spine surgery, showing just how much sacrifice goes into staying at the top. Even the gym itself reflected the unpredictability of MMA. Sean Strickland and Michelle Pereira caused chaos during sparring, perfectly illustrating that behind every polished fight, there's raw, uncontrolled energy. All of this builds one undeniable truth. MMA isn't just about fights in the octagon.
Let's go, my God. Come in there, lock. Fuck. Clinch.
It's about hype, strategy, preparation, and spectacle, all colliding at the same time. Titles, reputations, and fan perceptions are constantly being reshaped. Sometimes by skill, sometimes by personality, and sometimes by sheer chaos. The bigger picture is messy, unpredictable, and fascinating, and it leaves one question hanging for every fan watching closely. In a sport built on consequences, who really earns respect? The durable, the strategic, or the boldest risk-taker of them all? And that brings us to the final point. The conclusion you won't want to miss. So, after everything we've seen Arman's shocking house offer, his willingness to drop to 145, his ruthless takedown of opponents like Paddy Pimblett, and the reactions from champions, fans, and analysts alike, one question remains: what truly earns respect in MMA today? Is it survival, like Paddy showed? Skill and strategy, like the experts demand? Or sheer audacity and risk, like Arman is betting on? The lines are blurring, and the debate isn't just online, it's shaping the fights we'll see in the octagon next. At the end of the day, one thing is clear. The sport is changing. And the biggest names aren't just fighting opponents, they're fighting expectations, legacy, and the public eye itself. So what do you think? Who deserves respect and who's just riding hype? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because in MMA, the conversation is as intense as the fights themselves.